Hi. I just wanted to spend a few minutes today talking about the ideasUK accreditation, which is one way to measure the health of your innovation programme. For over 30 years, ideasUK has had the privilege of working with organisations in the public and private sector across all industries and many countries to support the development of workplace innovation. Through working with such a diverse set of organisations, we have identified what good really looks like and have the practical experience to help you achieve success. In essence, the ideasUK accreditation is an audit with questions that have been refined over a number of years and now fully mapped to ISO 56002 to provide you with a blueprint for your programme and support you to add greater value to your organisation in the future. What the ideasUK accreditation does is challenge you to truly analyse your own programme, firstly supporting you to identify areas of strength, ensuring the organisation appreciates the benefit your programme brings and celebrating those successes with you. Then, through that robust conversation in a supportive environment, we will identify where any blockages may be and discuss how issues can be resolved to enable ideas to flow smoothly through your process. But don't just take my word for it. I'd like to introduce you to Tammy from the West Midlands AHSN, who's been taking accreditation for the last 4 years to share her experiences with you.
Okay, thank you very much, Zena. As Zena said, my name is Tammy Holmes and I am the Head of Innovation Exchange at the West Midlands Academic Health Science Network. And what I'm going to do over the next couple of minutes is just take you on a brief journey of our accreditation experience, including a little bit of context as to who we are, what we do, why we needed accreditation, but also what the benefits it had to our organisation, but also me as an individual. So in its simplest form, the AHSN network is a network of networks. England's 15 AHSNs were set up by NHS England in 2013 and we were relicensed in April 2018 to operate as a key innovation arm for the NHS. Our purpose is very much to transform lives through innovation, and we have had a vision to be a global leader and to be the best adoption network in the world. So as a UK-wide network, we act as catalysts for innovation. We help facilitate change across the whole health and social care economy, but we also connect regional networks to NHS, academic organisations, local authorities, third sector, industry and citizens and patients. So as you can imagine, we work with a very diverse and broad group of stakeholders. We look to create the right environment for relevant industries and innovators to work effectively across the health and social care ecosystem. But we also collaborate by identifying successful innovations in our local and regional communities to support the spread of these across our national network at scale and pace. So at the West Midlands Academic Health Science Network, we cover quite a large patch, which includes all healthcare organisations, right from Staffordshire all the way through to Hereford. This is a massive area with thousands of stakeholders and organisations, and we really needed to find a way to be able to engage with everyone in a meaningful way, but without having to sit for hours on that dreaded M6 or stretch ourselves too thin across such a large area. So for us, the Meridian Innovation Exchange was born. So we began our journey in 2016, and the idea was born from one of our directors to have an innovation exchange where innovators, namely industry, could find and respond to the challenges facing the NHS. So almost creating a front door to the West Midlands healthcare ecosystem. We had a portal which was supported by myself at the time and my colleagues. We had an industry gateway, an NHS intellectual property service, and you can see from a picture in the corner that that's us. We're a relatively small team, but we work quite well together. We launched a portal that looked very much like this on the top of the slide. It was very basic, but we will be able to start to build a reputation and demonstrate the value of an approach like this being used with NHS and industry. And at this point, it was very much an innovation in itself. And the healthcare sector hadn't really used innovation platforms or idea schemes in this way. And it was very much a nice to have for our organisation. So at this point, it wasn't a must use. So we were trying something very new. And we came under a lot of scrutiny from healthcare organisations, as well as other AHSNs, and also questioned by people within our own team as to what the value was. I myself had come from the NHS and built in innovation teams, And I thought it was a great idea to be able to not only manage industry expectations, but to have a means to communicate with them and be able to prioritise all those different things that were coming into us. We were introduced to some expert teams to support the process, and we had our organisation's opportunities process or approvals process running through the back of it to try and guide people through and make sure we had a transparent process for the things that we were approving. And we did okay. We struggled to get the team to engage, but innovators were flocking to us because they finally had somewhere to go to make sense of the chaos that is the NHS. But we did acknowledge that we needed more. We needed more engagement from NHS organisations, more structure, and we needed a way to be able to prove to our commissioners and our stakeholders that this was something that was worth investing in and worth engaging in. And we also needed to show our fellow AHSNs that this was a model that really worked. So what we needed to do was seek external validation of what we were trying to do. But this was also something new, so we needed to set a baseline to understand really where we were starting from and what was needed to be able to build on this work to really make it future-proof. And from a personal point, I really wanted to understand and be able to talk to people who were feeling the pain that I was feeling at the time. So we were lucky enough to be able to come across ideasUK at the very beginning of our journey and had supported them in one of their conference sessions. So we decided to give accreditation a go. It was relatively early in our journey, as I said. I think we'd only been going for about 6 months, and we didn't go into the process with too high aspirations to get platinum. Rather, we thought we were going into this to get a good baseline, and it was an exercise for us to just see how we were doing and where we could improve. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was a complete nervous wreck, and to be honest, I am still a nervous wreck when we go into these accreditations, even now. And that's because I'm so emotionally attached to the work that we do, but Zena very much puts me at ease and very much makes it an enjoyable experience. And for us, it was very much a show and tell exercise, so there was no surprises. We were provided with all the accreditation questions beforehand, so we were able to gather all the evidence together and prepare. Zena came to Birmingham and we sat and went through each section individually. We very much took the word evidence as in its broadest form. So we spent some time as a team, created a folder in our shared drive, and we saved everything from posters, photos, spreadsheets, job description, training dates, reports, you name it. If we felt that it hit one of those points, we saved it. And we very much took everything together, whether it was in progress or even if it was approved. It was a very friendly and almost cathartic experience. And it was really a discussion around what we were doing and where we were going. And we were able to draw on Zena's experiences and think of some potential solutions during the process to some of the challenges that we had and learn from some of the organisations that ideasUK and Zena herself has worked from. Throughout the session, Zena took notes, scored our performance against each of the areas within the accreditation. And thankfully for me, we were able to receive the immediate feedback of how we did. And how did we do? Well, it was our first year and we achieved silver accreditation, which was amazing news and a complete surprise. But not only for me, it was also a great opportunity for our exec leads to be able to see where we were going. And what did it do for us, apart from giving us a nice certificate? Well, mainly it gave us a chance to take time out of our day job to really sit and reflect on what we're doing. And this is something that we don't take enough time to do. It gave us credibility. It totally changed the conversations that we were having with our stakeholders and teams about using the Innovation Exchange. We'd now received recognition from an internationally recognised organisation, and people started to take notice of that. It gave us a stamp of approval. We ensured that the logo was everywhere. We put it on everyone's email, we showed it to people, we put it on slides, we told people about it. And it wasn't just us saying that we were doing something worthwhile. Somebody had actually came in and said that we were doing something right. As part of the accreditation process, you also receive a report at the end with recommendations. And we were able to sit down as a team and look at that and turn that into an action plan, which provided us then with some direction and also enables us to show our commissioners that we were serious about taking this model to the next level. And it also supported our case for the Innovation Exchange work to be commissioned in its own right. It enabled me and the team to be recognised for what we were doing. I mentioned before, we had a lot of pain, a lot of headaches, and it was great. And it almost boosted our confidence to go forward into the next round. We were feeling quite battered by the pessimistic attitudes about whether it would work, but this accreditation gave us a framework to say, actually, do you know, this isn't new, and we are functioning within a framework that is recognised and used across other sectors. And it also gave us something to celebrate and provided us with 12 months worth of milestones to be able to improve in time for the next one. However, while it's been really beneficial to us as an organisation, I think it's also important to mention the benefits that it's had to me as an individual and as a programme manager. It's very much given me confidence. There were things that I had been asking for, such as processes, backing, communications, that were now in black and white by somebody who'd externally evaluated us. So again, it changed the conversations that we were having and things started to happen. We were now able to have formal action plans and discussions around the report. Rather than just my own anecdotal reflections, it was there in black and white. It also opened up a whole support network, and this is something that I really value, and it's been invaluable. On the simplest level, it's given me a shoulder to cry on, and in practical terms, it's given me a group of organisations to approach for advice when we're looking to procure a new platform, for example. I was able to contact our colleagues at ideasUK, and they were able to show me and let me learn from their mistakes and make sure that I didn't fall into their same pitfalls. But similarly, it gives me a group of people that I can bounce ideas off. I can see what they've done and see what we can utilise in our organisation. And we all know that there isn't a degree or a formal qualification for ideas management, but being involved in ideasUK, I've had the opportunity to attend and also contribute to sessions that are relevant to what I'm doing with people who are doing what I'm doing and have had many more years of experience than I. And I've even got a certificate or two to be able to show that. I've also got a number of people I can call on. I've also been able to give back and share things like this so people can understand our journey and take things from that. But it's also helped me build my CV, and I've been an active part of the advisory board, and I'm now also a director of ideasUK, so I can really make sure that I can give back. So just before I finish, I just wanted to say where I am now, and I'm pleased to say we're still with ideasUK. We're fully funded by the Office of Life Sciences for our Innovation Exchange activity. We have a new platform with ideasUK and a lot more autonomy over the way that we can work. And we increased. We went from silver to gold accreditation, and we've had that for 2 years. And I'm really pleased that we've been able to stay with gold, because during that time we've had a massive organisational restructure, but we utilised accreditation as to help us get through that and make sure that we didn't drop the ball. And hopefully this year we'll be able to look at it again, possibly even have aspirations for platinum. Meridian is now also integral to our organisation. It's part of our corporate services. And last year we even won the Idea of the Year award, which was a fantastic achievement for us and for our team. I know we still have a long way to go, but we're really pleased to be part of ideasUK and have members helping us, but also being able to help them. And so before we finish, I'll just hand back to Zena, who can tell you more about the accreditation process.
So thank you, Tammy, and I hope you got from that the benefits to the ideasUK accreditation really are fairly broad and also have a really positive impact on your innovation program within your organisation. So really, who is the accreditation aimed at? Well, effectively, any organisation that has an ideas or innovation program who are keen to gain even more out of that program. As Tammy said, she started when her program was in its infancy. So if your program is still relatively new, we can still celebrate your achievements to date, and through that process provide a baseline and a springboard for your next phase. If you've already realised success, but perhaps are struggling to take your program to that next level, or maybe just want to relaunch or change the focus, again, the ideasUK accreditation will highlight the areas of need, and we can discuss different approaches to achieve your goals. Plus, with our broad network, as Tammy mentioned, we can introduce you to other companies who are excelling in different areas to share their best practice. In addition, we have several organisations who have excelled in this area for a number of years, retaining platinum level accreditation, who continue to use the process annually to really challenge themselves. The accreditation for these organisations forces them to really stop and take stock of their programme and strive for even greater levels of success in the future. So if you're interested in the ideasUK accreditation, do get in touch. I'd be more than happy to talk to you and book your accreditation today. Thanks for listening.